Hello everyone, I'm back again. This is video number 3 of the 4 videos on the topic of love. And so far we've looked at what is love, where it comes from, the different parts of you that are involved in the process of love and unconditional love. The 3 different ways that you can send love to other people. And now we're looking at what happens when you receive love, okay? So, by the way, if you haven't seen video number 1, you definitely want to check that one out before watching this. Some of the stuff we're going to discuss will make a lot more sense there. And ideally watch video number 1 and number 2 before this one. But if you're going to watch this one anyway, then we'll just dive straight in. So, when you receive love, it may have been sent intentionally, it may have been sent because someone loves you. But either way, however it is sent to you, love always is generally directed at your soul, okay? And we talked about this in a previous video. So the spirit loves the soul, and the spirit is the thing that directs love. So if you love someone, your spirit loves their soul, and their spirit loves your soul. There is no love between two souls, although a lot of people think that the love and the soul are heavily entwined. The soul aspires to be loving and wants to learn about love, but it's a vehicle of learning, it's a vehicle of personality, whereas the spirit is the pure part that stores love, directs love, and allows you to be loving, okay? So, love is directed at your soul, and therefore, because the soul resides within the heart of the physical body, love is directed at your heart. Now, as the love's coming towards you, if you're aware of this, that you have different layers of your aura. So as love's coming towards you, it's got to pass through the different layers of your aura. And it's coming towards your heart, and so it's going to aim for the heart chakra, okay? Which is, if you imagine, is like a big cone coming in here, so getting narrower as it approaches the heart. But the heart chakra only emanates out as far as the 4th layer of your aura, because that's the heart part of your aura. You then have the emotional part, and then you have the mind part. So love energy coming towards you passes through the mind part of your aura, through the emotional layer of your aura, and because of this you detect it. And one of the things that aura does is, when it detects things like love, then it triggers emotions. And those emotions end up going into you, into your heart, and you feel them. But the emotions you feel in this case are not based on the emotions that are carried in, that the love is imbued with, but your response to being loved. So if you're okay with being loved, then you feel great. Some people have blocks, or they don't feel worthy enough, and so they might not have the same emotional response as someone that's much more open. But it's you. It's you creating the response. It's you registering that someone is loving you, someone is sending you love, even if it's on an unconscious level, and creating emotions that will just perk you up, okay? And those emotions end up being in your heart and supporting your soul and nourishing it and releasing joy, and the joy energy flows around your body, carried by your blood. So blood literally is liquid joy, and it takes joy to every part of your body. So whenever you are loved by someone, whether it's intentional or just the fact that they just love you, then you end up feeling joy in your body. Even if it doesn't register on an intellectual level, it's happening, okay? So the love comes in and it enters the heart. Now, the heart is where the soul lives, as I said, but the soul cannot actually receive the energy of love, which I know is quite surprising. So the soul is bathed in love. The love energy sits there in the heart, surrounding the soul. And over time, that love transforms into the energy of joy. And what that is love energy comes in at a certain vibration. It's very, very high. Being in the heart and being in the 3rd dimension, it starts to shift in vibration. It's dropping down. It's a bit like really hot water starting to cool down. So when it's really, really hot, it's love. As it cools down, it becomes joy. Okay? Or another analogy would be steam cools down and becomes water. Cools down more, becomes ice. In other words, you could say that steam is like love. It's really, really hot. Joy is like water. It's not as hot, but it's certainly not as cold as ice. Okay? So joy is slowed down love. It's transformed love. And again, that joy is carried from the heart in the blood, around the body, and nourishing every single part of you and bringing joy to all parts of you. So being loved is nourishing, it creates joy. In the previous video, I talked about when you send love to someone, or when they send it to you, it's imbued with their emotions of how they feel about you. And so the love that is sitting in you also has emotion, and it's emotions that directly go into your soul and increase its vibrancy, and the colour of those emotions help colour the soul. Because when, again, in the book, there's an entire chapter on how emotions are made and how they transform and go into your soul, and the nature of the soul and all of these things. So this is book number 3. But basically, emotions are based on colour and vibrancy. Okay? And the soul is a colour and vibrancy vehicle. It has these qualities. So if you receive a lot of positive emotions, and love is a great, is the kind of the highest peak of bringing those to you, then your soul will be bright and vibrant and colourful. This is why people need love. Okay? So the emotions that feed your soul and nourish your soul are the ones that are brought in the love that has been sent to you by other people. Okay? Now, and as I said earlier, you're also creating your own emotions in response to being loved, and they also nurture your soul. So you actually get 2 waves of emotions. You get the emotions that are carried in on the love, and you get the emotions of having been loved. Okay? Now, again, in the previous video I talked about the highest form of love is compassionate or passionate love, not lust, not to be confused with that, because there is no love in lust. If you lust after something, you do not love it. It's as simple as that. Lust is the mind, it's the mental body wanting to own, to control, to have, to conquer. Okay, so lust is can be quite a destructive thing, whereas love, even of really passionate levels, is always positive. And love, when we talk about passion, it's like the amount of power behind the love, the voltage. Okay, how much strength it has. Okay, so the highest love that you receive will come into your heart, but will end up going to your spirit. Now, your heart has within it your soul. Okay, and your soul sits in a specific place. In the book, again, there's much more information about this, but it sits inside one of the chambers of your heart. Your spirit sits off to the side, kind of round about here. Okay, they're quite close to each other. So the love has come in through your aura, down the heart chakra, into your heart. But if it's the highest form of love, it goes to your spirit. Now, how does love do that? Well, the mechanical way is that there are energy channels throughout your body, and they're called meridians, and it uses these meridians. Love is an energy, but most people probably don't realise is love has basic consciousness. I don't mean that it can read a newspaper or hold a conversation or anything like that, but it means that it is intrinsically consciously aware of its environment. This is how, when you send someone love, or you put love into an environment, it goes to where it's needed. It's not the thing that needs it that calls the love, it's the love finds where it's meant to be. And that's because it's aware of its environment. So when the highest forms of love enter you and come into your heart, they go to your spirit, because they know that the spirit is the repository of the highest form of love. The spirit is the most neutral place within your body, and that love seeks it out. So when you're sent really high forms of love, they'll always find their way to the spirit. And if someone intends to send love directly to your spirit, it doesn't come through the usual route, it comes straight to your spirit. But if that love doesn't have the necessary qualities to go into the spirit, it takes itself to the heart. So it's never wasted, it always finds where it's meant to be. And this is the consciousness of love. Okay? So this is, in a nutshell, what happens when you receive love. Okay? In the next video, we're going to talk about how you bring love and unconditional love down into yourself so that you have them within you as for your own benefit and also to benefit others. But for now, I just want to say again, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, please show your appreciation and subscribe to the channel. That helps us to reach more people, and click the notification bell so that you can be notified of the next videos when they come along. Thank you very much, and I extend my love to you. Thank you.